Hey everyone, Trackmaster Tehachapi here. Holy moly, holy Toledo, I cannot tell you how crazy this past week has been. I uploaded last Saturday that How to Be a Jerk in Trackmaster video, not expecting it to blow up like it did. I thought it was gonna get like maybe 40, 50 views at most, but suddenly it blew up to like 15k as of recording this, and now it's not only my most popular video, but it's also gotten me almost double the amount of subscribers I first had, and we're almost at 1,000 now as of recording this. So that's honestly pretty crazy to me to think that one video kind of changed my entire YouTube channel. So, as a little thank you, I'll give you a little behind the scenes video to show how I work behind the scenes in filming these videos. So without further ado, let's get started. One new development that I've gotten recently that I'm excited to show off is this old paint cabinet that my dad's friend basically gave to us because he had no place for it. On the right side and left side of the cabinet, I'll have space to store my Trackmasters. The left side will be the vintage stuff with rolling stock on the bottom, Southern Pacific in the middle, and Santa Fe on top, as well as any foreign power. The right side will be modern, following the same pattern with Union Pacific in the middle and BNSF on the top shelf. This will definitely help me store Trackmasters, as the bin that I've been using has basically become too small to hold them all. Now it's basically just being used to hold extra shells when I'm running a certain era, and to hold rolling stock on the bottom. This here is my desk, where I do a lot of planning for videos, and where I get most of my editing done for these. Currently, I'm working on putting monolith into the layout. As you can see, I've moved back the overpass and made a new spur and sacrificed Eric to allow room for the monolith cement plant. Cameron will still be a location, although Eric is unfortunately replaced by monolith, but the crossing will still go in the back corner. I've also been working on operator sheets and proper reporting mags so I can make proper operating sessions in Trackmaster. It's an idea I've had for a while, and figured maybe I could take Trackmaster to the next step. I also have a whole list of train names that you can screenshot or look over if you want. I use these mostly for separating trains in operating sessions and some videos and shorts. And here's an old map I made of the layout a while ago. As you can see, it's pretty out of date because there is no longer a Magundan branch, or a Y, or Tehachapi crossover, so this map will be updated soon. This is also the paint shops where I get a lot of painting done on my models. Over here is the repair shop where engines get parts re-glued and reattached. And over here is the paint shops where entire things get repainted. As you can see, I have quite a bit lined up for repainting and remarking, including this completed rock hopper. All this stuff is planned for a repaint to get proper reporting mags, and all of these engine shells are going to get frames and be completed eventually, and you'll see them run on the layout whenever they are. But for now, I'm working on getting them all to the same level of completion before I mass print these shells, some frames. Here's also where I store shipping containers, with international and older stuff in one bag, and modern BNSF and UP in a zipped bag. Here's a fun little look into the past, but this is one of the older generations of Trackmaster shells. These used to run my Trackmaster layouts before I moved on to the current generation. As you can see, they're pretty outdated by my modern skill, and they just look more blocky and janky than the modern ones do. I'll eventually make a video showcasing all of these and the whole collection, as well as the whole history of my Trackmaster shells. Over here is just a shelf where I store different rolling stock engines and whatever else I want to have stored for the layout that won't fit on a shelf or container. And all the tankers below I've planned to be unscrewed and just have the chassis left, so I'll be able to make proper tank shells in the future. Those will also go on my Tinkercad account and be free to print. And one project that I've been putting off for a while is the Helix. This Helix finally has its track laid, and it's going to come up and connect to the tracks just before Warren. As you can see, I've modified the bridge a little to allow trains to cross over if they want to head eastbound on the layout. They'll be able to cross over without needing to take the wrong track for a little while like the older design was. As seen by 4460 here, it can simply come out of Bakersfield and hop onto the eastbound line, or vice versa. When it's westbound, it can simply take the normal way, but then diverge onto the Helix line. Of course, I can't really show you now because I'm still working on cardboard for the Helix. However, one thing I will move on is now I have a proper roadmap for development of the layout. First of all, I'm gonna get dirt from the actual Tehachapi Pass in various locations. That dirt will then be sprinkled and glued down all over the layout for its scenery. Maybe a base coat of paint below it, but overall, I'm still gonna use dirt from the actual Tehachapi Pass on my layout. Next up, I'd have to apply fake grass, which is likely going to be similar to the grass seen at the La Mesa Model Railroad Club, as that is a pretty good representation of Tehachapi's wild terrain, and a pretty big inspiration for my layout if I'm being entirely honest. Finally would come trees, which I'm still sitting on until I can get dirt and proper terrain in place before applying them and assembling them. But those will come with scenery like trucks, signals, signal boxes, and anything else like trackside junk. This is also the 3D printer where I make all of my Trackmasters. I don't think I've ever really shown it yet, but this holds all of my Trackmaster shells. And this is a look into my Tinkercad account, where I have pretty much everything I've ever printed or modeled put here. There's still quite a bit I haven't printed yet, and a lot of it is still going to be published on Tinkercad. I also have a bunch of HO scale stuff that I've been working on as a side project to Trackmaster. You can expect a bunch of videos on them, but here is my current HO scale fleet. It's all modern Union Pacific, and it's a manifest you'll probably see running at the Golden Empire Historical and Modeling Society club layout. I've also been working on this dummy Day Out with Thomas unit. I still gotta sand it down and put on details like rails, but overall this will be running eventually and probably be one of the first few Day Out with Thomas dummy customs. This is also unrelated to any trains, but this is my puppy Espee. She's a sweet little girl who sometimes comes in and invades while I'm filming, and who knows, maybe you'll see her in the background of a couple videos in the future. Overall, she's pretty curious, she's friendly, and sometimes she comes into my room to eat stuff she's not supposed to, or even bite on my guitar. That's a big reason to why I don't have audio in the videos aside from narration and music, is because she sometimes comes in to watch. She also comes in to watch trains every now and then, and I've learned that my puppy is a little bit of a foamer herself. I've also been working on putting proper reporting marks on rolling stock, such as this Southern Pacific hopper. All new rolling stock I've been painting has had proper reporting marks based on real rolling stock. This will allow for more realistic operations and just an overall more real feel to all the rolling stock. As you can see, there's still quite a bit that needs to be repainted and given proper reporting marks. This will all be done in the future as I continue to modify currently existing shells and rolling stock. But for now, everything will remain as it is for a while. However, I have cleaned up the layout overall to allow for a little surprise reveal to celebrate the milestone of 1,000 subscribers. Here's some of the new engines that I've made. Quick little reveal, because you can expect to see these units running around in the background of several videos in the future. I'll be honest, I'm taking a little bit of a gamble with this because I don't entirely know if I'll reach 1K before the time the video goes up. But anyways, that small worrying aside, thank you all so much for watching, thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers when we get there. Stay safe and have a heritage unit. See you guys in a later video. Bye bye.